Okay, so we're going to talk now about parenting and how I chose to parent her. When she was younger, I obviously was with a narcissist, so I had to parent the way he wanted things to be done because I couldn't. He had broken me down for so long. I was with him for 17 years that I couldn't stand up for myself and stand up for what I believed was right. So when we divorced, I chose to parent in a way that I wanted my children to be able to go and experience life, to do things that they wanted to do, let them be a kid while I was there to have their back, to watch out for them. I didn't want them to live out of fear like I had been living.
And because my dad had literally brainwashed me into thinking that my mom was like terrible, she was crazy, she like didn't care. Once they got divorced, we did 50-50 custody. So I was a week with my dad and a week with my mom. And it was like back and forth. When I would stay with my dad, differentiating from what I would say with my mom, it woke me up because when I was with my dad, I felt like I was literally in prison. Like, I felt like I could not do anything. He wouldn't let me go out. He was constantly controlling every move. He wouldn't validate any of my emotions. Like, it woke me up to the fact that I did not have a good relationship with my dad, nor was it even possible to. Why do you keep saying that? Different from my mom, when she would let me experience life and she would let me go out and party, but be there for me if something went wrong. She would let me make my own mistakes. She would let me go out whenever I wanted, even if it was a little bit dangerous or a little bit like what parents usually wouldn't do, because she knows that I need to make my own mistakes and I need to learn from them rather than being afraid that everything is going to go bad.
And if there were things that I was worried about her wanting to do, I would just have a conversation with her about the choices and the consequences of these choices and still let her choose for herself. There were times where, yes, I was like, no, my intuition is telling me, no, this is not a good idea. But for the most part, I had to put my fear for her safety aside because this is her life. She needs to live it the way she feels she needs to live it.
And she would also be there for me and let her know that if something did go wrong or something did go bad, she would be there for me and not scold me if something went wrong. She would be there for me and support me through the learning experience that I had learned from this mistake. Okay, we're gonna make a part 2.
Hey guys, so my mom and I are really struggling this morning. We just wanted to open up to you guys about our just whole financial situation and what we've been going through for the past year.
Do you want to start?
I lost my job when I got COVID a year ago, and I have not been physically well enough to work, to do anything. The spiritual journey has really been rough on me. But I'm not sick enough to qualify for any benefits or any help, so we literally have had no money except for you guys coming in for a year. And we never know when our next money is going to come from. Like, right now we have $20 in our bank account, and we're running out of food, and we have no idea where we're going to get money from again. And this is the life we've been living for about a year now. And we've got no friends and family to rely on for help. Even the family that we have left in the past know the situation we're going through, and they don't help at all. We literally only have each other and only have you guys. And I've obviously been doing card readings, but I'm at the point now where I've been gaslighted by the universe and been let down so many times that I feel like I can't even trust my own intuition. So I'm just burnt out, honestly, because I know that we deserve food, we deserve to be able to live without having to work every day, like just by existing. We don't enjoy asking for help. This is just like raw, authentic, guys. Like, just really wanted you to know, to see. This is We may not be crying every day, but this is our everyday situation. So, if you guys are willing to help us out, send money, we are so greatly appreciated. We have another month to get rent again. Otherwise, the eviction process is going to get started over. And if you don't have any money, please support this video. Boost it. Get it to somebody who can help, who wants to help. Thank you to literally anybody who took the time just to watch this video, even if you can't help, just to like listen to our story, because like we said, we have nobody to even open up about or to talk about it, so it's just each other. Just listening is greatly appreciated.
So going into how my mom would let me do, in other people's eyes, they saw it as like my mom would let me do whatever I wanted. When it was really, she cared about me so much to put her own fear on the back burner so I could experience life, just like she wasn't able to when she was a teenager. And my dad always tried to tell me and put into my brain that she didn't care about me. She just didn't give a fuck about me because she would let me do whatever I want. When really, he just saw it like that because she wasn't controlling my every single move. So this woke me up because I would ask myself, and I would be like, oh, I have such a good relationship with my dad. Like, I love my dad. But then I would ask myself, I would go to my body and I would say, I feel happy when I'm at mom's. I feel free when I'm at mom's. And when I'm at dad's, I feel like I'm in prison. I feel like I can't do anything. And this made me question literally my whole life and my relationship with my dad and how I had been acting by being raised by my dad. I would even be manipulative, or I would even be selfish because of the things that he had taught me out of control. So it was insane when I completely woke up and decided to leave my dad completely and only live with my mom. And from there, we had a really bonding and healing, growing experience from her having to leave the narcissist that I then had to leave. So we had both experienced the same exact narcissistic abuse from the same person, that we both were like, oh my gosh, like dad would do that to me, and as same things that he would do to her. And we really realized that he was completely putting us against each other our whole life.
And I really tried after the divorce not to, I mean, I'm human. I made mistakes. There were some things that I said that I wish I wouldn't have said, but I really tried very hard not to put their father down, to not speak about the things that he had done to me, because I needed them to decide for themselves the type of person that their dad was and the type of relationship that they wanted to have. He's their dad. I did not want to take him from them. So they needed to decide whether they liked who he was or not. So I had to just let him show them who he really was and just keep doing me and what I believed was right in how to parent.
And her having the room to do that showed me to have the room within myself to realize that that's exactly what my dad wasn't doing. My dad would talk shit about my mom. He was not talk good about her at all. And like my mom not doing this was like, I was like, maybe that's wrong. I was like, that's like not right. Like, I like mom. I was like, why are you saying